welcome to our channel, Jeanty Journey. So I just wanted to speak about the coronavirus and pregnancy. I'm a first-time mom and I'm entering my third trimester, and there's been a lot of changes just because of the pandemic that we're in right now. So I know for myself, I was really nervous. I was really scared just with all the new changes that's going on. By no means am I a medical professional, but I did go to my midwife with tons of questions. Then I knew there was going to be another first-time mom that either had similar questions or similar experiences that I'm having. So just bear with me. I'm just gonna look over here just because I took a lot of notes at my appointment to help another mom that may be nervous and just not sure about this pandemic that we're in. So things that I learned from my midwife is that you can only have one support person in the delivery room with you. So whether that is your husband or your mother or just someone that you think is really going to support you during this time, I learned that they need to pack a bag and they need to come with you. So if you're going to be there for 3 days, if you're going to be there for 5 days, the person needs to pack a bag for that whole time, because if you have kids and pets, you're not going to be allowed to leave. You and your support person is not going to be allowed to leave the hospital at all. And I also asked, can we bring food and things like that? They said no, the hospitals will be providing food just because they really want to minimize the risk of any type of exposure that comes into the hospital. So what I also learned is hospitals, birth centers, they're treating the coronavirus like a flu for first-time moms. So you'll be able to hold your baby, you'll be able to feed your baby. You may have to wear a mask if you have symptoms or things like that, but you won't be separated from your baby at all. You won't be separated unless you want to. I just want moms to realize you have choices during this pandemic. A lot of people feel as though the hospitals are going to make all the choices and they're not going to have a say in their birth plan or anything like that. You do. You can be an advocate for your birth plan and how you want things to go. So don't worry about that. I also learned that most birth centers are closing just because it's kind of an all hands on deck kind of thing right now. Midwives are needed just to help on the front line and everything. Also, they're going to be having on the maternity ward, they're going to be having a lot of more family medicine practitioners come in and help just to make sure that mothers are supported during this time, especially new moms and during this pandemic era where it's very questionable and no one really knows what's going on. I also learned that partners are not allowed at any of the prenatal appointments, but what you can do, what I have been doing, is having my husband FaceTime into our appointments, and the nurses and the doctors were perfectly fine with that, just so that he can also feel a part of this birthing process and everything that's going on. So if he had any questions, he can ask the midwife through the phone, or any concerns that he may also be having. So it's important to know that you also can FaceTime and you have lots of different options, even though your partner may not be able to attend any of your appointments with you. I also learned now that most people that are transitioning into their third trimester, that appointments used to be every 2 weeks, and now they changed appointments back to once a month, in the beginning, just because they're trying to minimize the risk, they're trying to minimize any exposure or anything like that. Also, we did learn that they're spacing out appointments. So if you have an appointment at 2 o'clock and then there was another mother that has an appointment at 2:30, chances are they're going to be moving your appointment to 3:15. That way there's not a lot of contact in the waiting room. So they're doing a lot of changes in that sense. Lastly, I also just wanted to say for any first-time moms or just moms during this pandemic era, it's okay if your birth plan changes. For myself, I was going to have a water birth just because of all the changes that's been happening at our birth center. They actually closed down our birth center. So now I'm going to be delivering our baby in the hospital that's affiliated with our birth center. So I won't be able to birth in the water, but I can get up to 10 centimeters, and then I have to get out the water just because the tub's not big enough for all the action that's going to be happening. So just moms, just realize your birth plans may change, and that's okay. And remember, you have choices for your baby. If you want to do different things, just make sure your doula is aware, make sure your midwife is aware, your OB is aware. That way everything can go how you want it to, no matter what is going on in the hospital. So thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment because I'm really interested in hearing your story during this pandemic era. Thank you.